Hey guys, my name is Mask, and I've been watching Source of Nerd for a while, and they've had this anime club thing, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I'll give it a try on the next one I've actually find interesting, and they just recently are doing this one that I'm actually pretty interested in. It's called Bladedance of Elementors. If I butcher the name, sorry. Now, warnings before this, there is spoilers. I am not a anime guru. I do not know everything about it. I barely watched a lot of it. So I'm probably not the most certified to actually give a review. But here I am. I'm giving it a try. Come on. What's the worst can happen? Somebody commenting that you're lame. Uh, alright, so I'm going to be butchering names. I'm not really going to be saying names. Yeah, actually, I'll just give descriptions about people. Alright, so the first episode. You start off. Now, I do not know what to think about this fitty. I've only seen the pictures of the thumbnails of the videos. I see a lot of little girls. So I'm like, okay, this might be, a girly anime. And so I'm going to the first episode thinking this. And it starts off in this big coliseum. You hear people cheering. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What is going on? What is going to go down? And then you get to the center. And in the center, there's like a Titanfall mech. This big Titanfall mech in the middle. And you're like, what's going on? And then right across from it, is a female, a girl, holding this nice looking sword. I mean, this thing is nice. It's sleek, it's shiny, it's got really nice animation and style to it. And the scene shots are getting all to the crowds. Um, it focuses out certain characters in the crowd, and you don't figure out until later why they focus those characters out. But you're like, oh my gosh, what's going down? And as a man who likes action, was really pumping, and I was like, oh, this is so thrilling. What's going to go down? And she just goes up, the girl with the sword, and stabs the mech, and it's like, and it goes, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so epic. And she like bounces back, and she's like doing this awesome pose, and everybody in the stands is like, ah! And then the intro happened, and I was from this, and I went to what to that because the intro, it starts off with a nude like female. Like at first I saw, I'm like, no, she's not. She can't be naked. No, 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 she's not naked. She's not. She's not. And then it goes up, and then you see the face, and you're like, oh, yeah, she's. Ooh, oh, why am I? Oh, jeez, why am I watching this? And so, and then it just, it's a couple seconds, and then it goes into the next scene, and that, and it's like, okay, and then and the intro is like all epic and everything again, and I'm like, and then it goes to another female. I'm like, oh, why? Why? And then she turns into a sword. You're like, what just happened? That female just turned into a sword and it went into this one guy's hand. And you're like, you don't know what's going on. So, and yes, if you guys ever want to spoil any anime for yourself, watch the intro. And it basically tells you a lot. So, and then you're like, okay, you're done. Okay, that's good. The intro's done. And bam, like the first segment of the intro is the first segment of after the intro. Oh yeah, she's naked again. I'm like, why? What's going on? And so, okay, so you gotta. This is how it goes. You got the guy, and his name is Kano, Kamato. Okay, he's the guy. He's got. He's you don't know who anybody is yet. So you just see him standing there, and he's like, "I'm sorry for viewing you naked" or something like that. And she goes, "I'm taking a bath. I'm cleansing myself." And he gets very defensive, and she goes, "I'm going to burn you into cinders." And I'm like, this escalated quickly. And she just takes out a whip out of nowhere that's on fire. And she just starts whipping it everywhere. I'm like, what's going on? What? Oh. And this guy is dodging left and right, trying to explain himself that he's not there because he's a hentai. He's there because he is there because of a note that sent him there. And her name is Claire Rogue. She's a redhead. And she's got a very, and you find out very quickly in the anime that she has a very low temper or high temper or whatever, quick temper. She gets mad very easily. And you're like, whoa, okay. And so that happens. And after that scene, they're walking, and she's like, "Why are you following me?" And he's like, "I'm trying to find the academy." Apparently, that she goes to, because that's the note. And she's like, "Why do you know the academy?" And this is where you find out that the academy is female, has only females. So they're like, why are you a guy being sent to summoned to the academy? And on their way to the academy, well, the reason why she was in the water, she was cleansing herself to get herself more powerful to connect with her spirit, her contract spirit, which this basically anime is all about is contract spirits. Now, contract spirits are, from what I've been seeing, I've only seen the first 4 episodes that you guys just know. From what I've seen, is a weapon, and within the weapon is a spirit, and the spirit dwells in the weapon, and it's an element, hence elementors. And in order to for these people to wield these weapons, they need to set a contract with the spirit. And when they set that contract, they can actually, use it in battle or, just have fun with them and all that. Uh, the redhead girl's spirit is a cat, is a fire kitty. Serena, I think is her name. I'm like so bad with the names right now. I can just see all the people like, why are you matching up the names? But whatever. Um, so she wants to be more powerful. Now she goes to this thing called the Demon Sword, or the Demon Slayer, and she goes and tries to contract it. The spirit, it pops up, and it looks like it's going to contract with her, and she's like super happy. And this guy, and then it starts crumbling, and you're like, what? And the guy rushes in and moves her away, like kind of tackles her, spears her. And she's like, why are you doing that? And he's like, the spirit's up there. And the spirit was reluctant and actually fighting back. Basically, a contract gone wrong, to say. And it starts attacking her. And in the defense, what this guy does is somehow stop the spirit midway into a stab into his arm. I'm like, you see it drilling in the animation, and like little blood is spurting out, and you're like, and that you're like that, or well, I was like that, and he starts saying the contract, the binding rules, or the thing that you say, and it actually contracts with him, and you're like, wow, he actually contracts, and so he's like this, and he says that there's has been only, and that's when you find out that there's only been one other guy, Elementor, and that was the Demon Slayer, which was actually the prior owner of the sword, which people are, you find out was kind of an evil person. Um, later in the game, later in the anime, or at the beginning of the anime, depending how clued in you are to animes. And you get talk from how the contracted spirit has, there's some that have killed their the person that they were contracted to, and I believe that's how the reason why the demon slayer, or not the king, the guy who was a contract before it, actually died. But so you go on, and they get to the academy. Or no, wait. So wait, because she's mad that he got the contract, she says that you need to make a contract with him. He kind of denies. She ties him up with her whip and things like that. Basically takes him to the academy like that. He escapes. He meets the head and discusses about the letter and things like that. And you're like, okay, that's pretty interesting. And you're like, wow, this has been really good. And I am actually enjoying this anime. I was actually really enjoying it. And so, and then you get into the academy lifestyle, which you have to remember. He's the only man in this academy. Now, all you, like, men out there are probably like, oh, he's probably like the special guy in the world. I would be terrified. Like, I would be scared if I was the only guy in a surrounding form of women. Especially ones that have contract spirits that could possibly kill me. And, like, that would scare me. And he would, he's that type of guy that he's running around, and he says something, and the girls take it in the literally direction. And you're like, what? And of course, also, he is the only guy, so all the girls do make comments calling him a hentai because there's some scenes that he does. And so, yeah. And especially about his the spirit that was within the sword, which you will find out, I believe, in episode 3 of what the spirit looks like. For another example of a spirit within a weapon, or not, which is the Roslet Learnfrost. She's one of the other females in the academy, and is in his class. And it's called the Raven class, and it's for misguided or uh, troublemakers in the school. And she's in there, and she's kind of, your stereotypical kind of rich girl. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes, nice glowy skin. She almost looks like an angel, kind of, how they animated her. And so, and she has a maid that carries her around, that follows her around. And her element, her spirit is, she's ice, and it's a dog, a fur, something like that, dog. And, so now you can kind of see that Claire, the redhead, and her. yes, they do clash, and you can kind of tell with the animals, cat and kitty. I mean, kitty and dog. Uh, wow. But yeah. So they clash. They clash a lot, especially over him. He is a lot in the most of the arguments, and and you can kind of tell they do like him. And also, because he is a man in this academy of females, they don't have a male's restroom, a male's living space, and things like that. And so they had to make his own little house, makeshift house, which does get literally destroyed in a dispute between the Claire and Rel- Reslet, the redhead and the rich girl, or doggy girl and kitty girl, fire and ice. And so, yeah, and I like this anime. I've been liking I like this anime so far. It's very good, tense speed. I like the action in it. There is a lot of it. It's very good. I say it's pretty good pace, judging on how the characteristics of how everything is going. Some people, I've been reading some of the comments, and some of the people think it's some of the things are too fast paced. Some of the things are happening too fast in the anime. I say it's probably a good pace because of what's going to be happening. Uh, Things that you find out in the episode. It's not going to be probably a long anime. There's going to be probably some episodes, not a lot of episodes. It's not going to be your next Pokemon, which has 17 seasons right now. It's not going to be that. Um, it might turn into your can't, uh, somewhere. There's a lot of animes like that, and I can't remember. I can't even think of one of them. But yeah, it's going to be probably short for one season. Um, that's what I give it. The rating, I would probably give it a PG-13 with yes, there is nude scenes. So I would give it PG-13. You know, watch it at your own risk. I like it. I would encourage other people to watch it. Actually, I find it pretty good. I find it decent. All right. So if you were if you like this review, like to remember to like it or comment on how much you didn't like it and what I should improve more of. I know probably learning the names of the characters would probably help. If you wanted a little bit more information, comment that down, and I would hopefully the next review I do, I will give more information onto it. Um, this is called the Bladedance of the Elementors. I like it. I would say yes. Go and watch it. Yes, there is some nude scenes, so do get concerned about that. There is blood. Not really. Eh. Uh, it's very actiony, very aggressive. Um, I don't know what kind of anime this would be. I'm not an anime guru, as I said. Um, but as I say, I am Mask. You are you. Keep on watching, and I'll have some more videos for you. And So that's what I say. I say it's good. Yeah, la la.